The Enchanted Clock Forest. Leo was a curious child who always asked questions about time. Why does it go faster when we have fun? Why sometimes it seems that it does not advance? His grandfather, old Thomas, always told him, "Time is a mystery, but in the enchanted forest there are clocks that control it." Leo thought it was just a story, until one night his grandfather disappeared. They searched for him all over the town, but there was no trace of him. It was then that Leo remembered the words and decided to go to the forest in search of them. The forest was a dense and mysterious place where the trees seemed to whisper to the wind. Walking among the thicket, Leo found a tree with a huge clock embedded in its trunk. Its hands moved backward. Upon touching it, he felt a strange tingling, and suddenly, everything around him changed. The sunlight became dimmer, and the forest acquired an ancient air. The birds flew backward, and the river flowed in the opposite direction. Leo realized that he had traveled through time. "This is incredible," he said marvelously. "Not so much when you're trapped here," a sharp voice replied. Leo turned and saw a squirrel wearing glasses and a pocket watch. "I am Tick, the guardian of time in this forest," said the squirrel. "And it seems you have activated a very dangerous clock." Leo explained that he was looking for his grandfather, and Tick nodded with concern. "If your grandfather touched a clock like this, he must be trapped in some time. Only the lost time clock can bring it back." Together, they embarked on the search. They encountered trees whose clocks moved forward rapidly, causing everything around them to age. Others went backward, returning things to their original state. Finally, they arrived at a clearing where an immense golden clock with sand hands stood. At its base, Leo found something familiar: his grandfather's hat. "He was here!" he exclaimed excitedly. But before he could touch it, a shadow emerged from the clock. It was the guardian of lost time, a tall figure dressed in robes that moved like smoke. "Only one who understands the true value of time can use this clock," said the figure in a deep voice. The guardian proposed a test. 3 hourglasses appeared in front of him. "One of these clocks will take you to your grandfather. Choose wisely." Leo observed the clocks. One had a lot of sand at the top, another had almost all the sand gone, and the third it was halfway. He thought about what his grandfather taught him. Time is not about how much you have, but how you use it. He chose the hourglass halfway, and, as soon as he touched it, a whirlwind of light enveloped him. When he opened his eyes, he was in another forest, brighter and warmer. And in front of him, his grandfather. "Grandpa!" He ran to hug him. "I knew you would come, little one," said Thomas with a smile. Together, they touched the clock and returned home. From that day on, Leo understood that time was a valuable gift, and that the most important thing was not to control it, but to take advantage of every moment with those we love.